One of the things you can get for this Robens tent is this Robens Volcano Stove, which has a long enough flue pipe to get through the hole at the top. We're going to set this up now, have a look to see what it takes to make this tent nice and cosy. So with a lit fire in your tent, you have to take some pretty sensible precautions. Robens recommend that you roll the ground sheet back and you place the stove on level ground. And the reason is you have to open the front of the stove. Embers can come out. If they catch fire, they'll put a hole in your ground sheet, and if they catch fire, obviously that's not going to be very good news. Now you can put it in the tent if you have fireproof mat, and we've got one of those on order. But for the moment, we've just rolled the ground sheet back. Other sensible precautions, obviously you need ways of putting out the fire. So fire extinguishers, buckets of water, fire blankets, that sort of thing. There's another tip when you're in a tent with a stove, and that is to make sure you've always got a knife to hand. If the fire does catch hold here and the front of the tent goes up, you can't get out. So with a knife you can make yourself an emergency exit. May sound a bit drastic, but if the tent's up in flames, you're going to want to get out. The other thing, of course, you need to be aware of is ventilation. The fire needs oxygen, and you want the door slightly open at the front, drawing oxygen in and up through the chimney so it doesn't smoke inside the tent. Now, we did a test heat of this at home first, and when it first got hot, it did give off some sort of paint and manufacturing fumes. That's to be expected, so you want to get it hot and warm at home first. Robens also recommend that you use an oily rag just to give it a coating, and that's like seasoning any cast iron, cookware or appliance, and that just gives it some waterproof protection. On the top here is a hot plate. I'm not going to open it at the moment because it's very hot, but what you do is you open this, take that off, and you put a cast iron kettle, for example, on the top there, and the fire will then heat the kettle and make the water boil. When you're finished, you move the kettle on the back to keep it warm, and you can put the lid on the hot plate there. You could also use that with a cast iron skillet or a pot and actually cook on there as well. Other obvious safety measures is you want to make sure it's well ventilated in the tent. It needs oxygen, have the door open, and if you do get any smoke, make sure the vents in the top of your tent actually are open.